to get going, I've also got Claudia here on my team. She's going to be joining in, chiming in. She's reading all the questions as they come in. I'm going to go over a little bit about myself and the self-directed space. Some of you heard some of this before. Uh, uh, I've really grown to enjoy and appreciate a lot of the question and answer time. So what we've noticed and learned that typically, and I've said this before, 50% of you have heard me talk before or speak and talk about the subject, and 50% have not heard this before. And so I try to present in a way where I can touch on both sides of that, those that are clients of ours already and those that are not yet, that soon will be. And in fact, those that are here listening, and there's a difference between those that are out doing something else and not part of our crew and our club. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. I see you somebody from the East Coast at 7 o'clock at night. So I appreciate you joining us and joining me today. I do think time is very valuable. So I want to make sure this is worth your time. And I'm gonna make sure that at the end, and feel free to, there you are from Florida. Feel free to chime in with questions, and I'm going to get to those at the end. Claudia's going to chime in and field those questions, and that's where a lot of our webinar time typically goes. Is I want to know what people are doing, what they have questions on. If we don't have the answer, I'll let you know that as well. And to get started first, obviously, as always, you can talk to your CPA and attorneys, etc. We are not that. We are a trust company, a custodian. We do not make financial decisions on your behalf. Our job is to make sure at Horizon Trust Company is to hold your hand through the process of making sure it's as simple as possible, but also making sure the documentation is correct. And we get to report to the IRS any contributions or distributions that you might be making. So today, I'll give a quick. I'm gonna show a few slides and take myself off of here and show some slides and then come back. And doing so, first and foremost, this is near and dear to my heart. When I was 23, I started this subject, and just 3 years ago, we surpassed the $1 billion mark in transactions. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that we would have overcome over $1 billion in transactions. And so I'm frankly, how I feel about that is I'm grateful, and I also I feel blessed to be able to choose who we work with, and we get to pick our clients. We get to pick who works with us, and that's important to me. So we want to work with those that are taking action. We want to work with those that are here listening today. And if those that are here that have IRA accounts or maybe don't have a self-directed yet, that's my audience. I am not out here to try to find all clients that have IRAs and they all should invest with us. We are a boutique firm, and service is critical to me. It's why I created this company 14 years ago, was to teach and help people with this process. Because when I first started in this industry of self-directing, what we're going to talk about today, I felt like it was a bit lost, trying to fill out the application, trying to get my account funded. It was not a smooth process for me or any of my partners or investors at all, which is why I got into it. Now I spend 10% of my time doing real estate deals, 90% of my time focused on the self-directed IRA space. And so that's where I'm at really today, and really enjoy doing this and sharing and answering questions. So that's a little bit who I am. And it is definitely near and dear to my heart because it is how I funded my first deal. My first deal was somebody used their IRA to fund and partner with me on my first real estate transaction. So I'm Greg Herlean, Horizon Trust Company. A couple things when it comes to chatting and question and answers. I love emojis. Claudia loves emojis. She loves exclamation points. She loves caps letters. That's not like you're shouting at me. It's that you're excited about your question or excited about what we might be talking about. So feel free to ask questions and put in emojis, exclamation points. And if you've had some great results with us, awesome. Would love to hear it. If you've had not great results with us, don't want to hear it. Joking. Joking. But our job is to provide as much content information as possible. And that's how these webinars came about, is really to teach people how to unlock and how to use their retirement funds in a way that can be better than the stock market. Even today, when I know the stock market has been good for this short window, all of a sudden people are talking about how great the stock market is, and it has been good. On average, I would say those that are self-directing investing in real estate has still outperformed the stock market. Maybe not the last quarter, the last 6 or 12 months, but I would say the market typically, if you're used to the market as doing a lot of this, you don't want to be retiring on a down market, and that's not the type of investing I like to be doing. So let me jump in. I kind of already explained where I kind of got started. Here's my crew. Here's my why and my family. Yes, I've got 5 kids. And that is definitely my why. It's how I got started, was really wanting to create something where I could be with my family. And as funny and odd and strange as it might be, self-directing has allowed me to be with my family. Why is that? Because I was able to find a resource where people 23 years ago could learn how to use a self-directed IRA to, at that time, be partners with me. They would use their IRA to partner with me on real estate transactions that I was doing, and had a lot of success, both for me and also my IRA investors back in the day. So that's actually how I first got into self-directing. So for those of you that are just listening today, I'll start with this. If you're new to this subject, a self-directed IRA is not a particular type of IRA. Self-directed really is just referring to the type of options you have as far as alternative assets, real estate, and things I'm going to talk about today. If you currently have if you currently have a retirement account, any kind of an IRA, traditional, simple, STEP, Roth, if you have one of those IRAs today, or if you have an old 401k or plan already established somewhere else where you worked prior and you're no longer working there, contributing there, you qualify to do what we're talking about today. You qualify to move a portion of or all of those funds into a self-directed account. And it's important to understand the same rules apply, meaning if you have a Roth IRA and you transfer all or portion of over to Horizon Trust Company, you will still have a Roth IRA. There's no taxes that occur when you move those funds over, but it is now a self-directed IRA, meaning you get to choose and pick the investments that you want to invest in. They don't have to be just your typical marketable securities, governed, indexes and bonds and stocks and mutual funds. You can invest in a wide range of other assets. Here's a very, very small list of what people can be investing in with their self-directed IRA. When I says real estate there in the top left-hand corner, that is almost an infinite amount of options when I say real estate, right? Private lending, equity, debt, fix and flips, buy and holds, commercial storage units, industrial, you name it, you most likely can invest it. Now, there's a few exceptions. You can't invest in your own personal residence with your IRA. You can't buy a rental property or an Airbnb and then go use it 1 week out of the year. You cannot live or partake in any of your investments or properties that your IRA is an owner in, or your spouse's IRA is an owner in. That's important. That's one of the few prohibited things you can't do, including arts and collectibles, insurance policies. There's a very small list of things, but for the most part, all things are fair game. Bitcoin's fair game. Staying in the stock market's a fair game. We have a platform for you still to continue to invest in the stock market. If you want to invest in precious metals, if you want to invest in any kind of alternative space, for the most part, it is definitely an option. So we at Horizon Trust Company are very, very focused on helping individuals with the process. And we make it as simple as can be. And I think that's probably our art. What's what makes us different is we do it quickly, we do it efficiently, and we hold your hand through the process. A lot of companies will say, go to our website, or they brag about how great it is to do it all online. I can tell you, when people do it all online, there comes a lot of questions, and it slows down and bogs down the process of getting your account set up. It's your retirement money. Many of you have spent decades or even just 5 or 10 years saving this money. We take it very seriously that you're trusting us and trusting us at Horizon Trust to be the custodian of your retirement funds. That's we take pride in that. And so by taking a quick phone call, making sure we get the right type of retirement account set up for you is part of our process. And I'm going to have Claudia probably go over that here, because most likely if you are a client of ours, or if you want to be a client of ours, you will end up working with Claudia and her team. Look, and we of course we are looking for people that have retirement accounts that are looking to invest with us, open accounts with us. But it goes both ways. I'm actively looking for individuals who are who are taking action, that want to. So again, feel free to put in the chat box, yes, I want to learn more. Yes, I would like to set up an appointment to understand your own retirement account. And you'll get one of the first appointments that are available. We are constantly opening up accounts for people. And so we're interested in those that are ready to set up appointments and or ready to ask questions about their retirement account. So this is a small list of what people can and cannot do, or I guess I explained some of the things they cannot do. Now, this is a subject that some of my current clients have gotten excited about and use. A lot of people like this. If you are listening, and I know you are, if you're listening to me right now, you're part of the family. You are listening today. You're not out surfing, or you're not out watching a ball game, or whatever the case is. You are here spending your quality time with us, and I take that seriously. So if you're here listening, so you're part of our crew, and we want to teach you and help you and give you as much information as possible so you can pick and choose what you do with your retirement account. We're going to show you how to unlock and use your retirement funds to invest in what you know, like, and understand. And one of the things that you can invest in with your retirement account, is actually investing in something called the Checkbook LLC. Now, I don't know. In fact, I wouldn't mind, and Claudia, you can chime in, or at least see here, and we'll go back to this later. But if you have a Checkbook LLC, put in big cap letters Checkbook, put Checkbook with some exclamation points. I want to see those that have a Checkbook LLC, and it could be no people. I doubt that. I highly doubt nobody has a Checkbook IRA LLC. I don't know if anyone is responding. Does anyone have a Checkbook LLC? Yep. I'm going to wait a second. 5, 6. Okay, great. So it looks like a handful of you do, maybe more than you do. The Checkbook LLC is the most flexible way. All right, Lots, thank you. The most flexible way to control your retirement funds. Now, it's also one of the ways that people get all excited about when it comes to marketing. Oh, have complete control, have access to your retirement account. This is one way to get access to your retirement account, but it's also a slippery slope if you're not careful. It's important that you have good bookkeeping and processes in place to control the monies that are in your checkbook. Meaning, you can't create a checkbook IRA LLC and pay yourself a salary and a commission, etc. Let me explain to you what a Checkbook LLC is for those that already have it. It's a good refresher, and then we're going to go on to some new stuff here. If you currently have a retirement account, let's just say with Charles Schwab or Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, wherever it might be, you then would inform us through an application process that you'd like to move a portion of or all of that retirement account to Horizon Trust. So let's say it moves from Charles Schwab to Horizon Trust. Now it sits in your Horizon Trust retirement account. No taxes or penalties are paid. It's sitting there ready for you to invest. Well, what are you going to invest in? If you choose to, you can actually invest in your personal Checkbook IRA LLC, meaning you're going to instruct us at Horizon Trust to send your money, your retirement funds, to an LLC that is owned by your IRA. Owned by your IRA. Not owned by you, but managed by you. And now that you request that, we will send the monies from Horizon Trust to a Checkbook LLC that we can help you set up. We'll help you set this whole thing up so you don't have to do it yourself. That money arrives in your bank account where you have a checkbook control, or you can wire funds, etc. You just need to track those funds of what you invest in. A lot of people like this flexibility because of the assets that you might be investing in. If you're investing in certain types of assets with your IRA that require rehab costs, taxes, and maybe just other expenses, having a Checkbook LLC is powerful. If you're investing in something that there's a lot of activity, ins and outs, a Checkbook LLC is great. Now, you can't take salaries or distributions from this Checkbook LLC. What this Checkbook IRA LLC does is it will send its profits, it's distributions to your IRA at Horizon Trust Company. And then if you're at the appropriate age, over 59 and a half, and you want to take a distribution, we will send those funds from Horizon Trust to you personally. That's the process. I'll show it here and again in a graph for you to understand. The Checkbook LLC is one of the most flexible ways to gain access to retirement funds to be investing in these different alternative asset places. It is not a requirement. So if you're listening to this, you're like, I'm not sure that I want this or need this yet. You might not. In fact, for many, many years, I only had my self-directed IRA account without a Checkbook IRA LLC. So I would then, if I wanted to invest in an asset, I would then request Horizon Trust to send my monies from my Horizon Trust retirement account to a title or to an LLC in a partnership. And then those proceeds, those profits, or the income would be sent back to my Horizon Trust company account. If you're listening to this, the self-directed IRA is probably the way of gaining access to your retirement account without paying penalties and taxes. What's incredibly powerful is if you have a Roth self-directed IRA, which, by the way, we can help. And in fact, if you got questions surrounding this, put them in the chat, put them in the question and answer, and we'll get back to it. But if individuals don't have a Roth IRA, the difference between a Roth and a traditional, remember, a traditional is after tax, I'm sorry, before tax dollars, meaning you have not paid taxes on the monies you've put in a traditional IRA. It grows tax-free, and then it will come out when it comes out, you pay taxes on whatever that total amount is as you take it out. A Roth is after tax dollars, meaning you've already paid taxes on dollars that you've put into this new retirement account. Therefore, it grows tax-free and then comes out tax-free. So it's about paying taxes on the crop or about paying taxes on the seed, right? On a smaller amount. Now, you don't get a tax credit if you funded a traditional, if you fund a Roth, right? If you fund a traditional or simple or SEP, these accounts, when you put money into it, you get a tax credit on your tax return. So it helps you in your taxes today. We're not here. We're not a CPA. I'm not an accounting firm to tell you what's the right type of account for you, but we are here to explain to you the different types of retirement accounts and how they might benefit you. Then you can get back to your CPA and ask them in particular if there's a right or wrong or a better type of retirement account for you. That being said, if you have a retirement account right now, a traditional account, and you roll it over to Horizon Trust Company, we can help you convert it to a Roth. Why would you want to do that? Well, once you convert it to a Roth, and that doesn't matter how much money you make to convert it to a Roth, yes, you'll have to pay taxes on those gains, but now everything you grow in there will grow tax-free. And that is the powerful thing, because then when you take it out, it all comes out tax-free. A Roth account is one of the most advantageous retirement accounts there is. It's not necessarily for everybody. And so that's why, I'm going to keep going back to this. And the fact that if you're Alex and Claudia, if you can put the link in here, I'm going to get to it in a second as well. Throughout, if you're listening to this and you don't have a self-directed IRA account, don't be one of those people. Set up an appointment. We'll help you get established, regardless if you have a retirement account or not. So if you don't have a full 401k or retirement account to transfer over, we can establish a self-directed account for you from scratch. That's easy to do. We do it every single day. We open up hundreds of accounts every single month. Let's get you on the board. Let's get you an appointment and get you set up with a retirement account. So I'm sharing this example because I think it's an interesting one as far as partnership deals. Yes, you can buy and hold. It's absolutely an option that people can do with your retirement account. You can buy and hold a rental property with your retirement account. This example I like, not necessarily because it's a couple, Dan and Alice, but it can be Dan and me. It could be Alex and me and Claudia. 3 or 4 of us can come together, and we all don't have to have retirement accounts. For example, in this example right here, let's just say that I have an IRA with $183,000, and you don't have an IRA, but you have $48,000. Your non-IRA with my IRA can partner and buy the asset, just like in this example, and is able then to when the profits come out, distributions, I get my percentage into my IRA, and you would get your percentage to your bank account. Now, obviously, you've got to pay taxes on your gains of some sort, depending on your tax bracket, and I would not, because those proceeds would go back into my retirement account. This is an incredible way of compounding your profits And I think that's one of the most powerful things of our listeners, and that people are taking action and using their self-directed IRA, is the power of compounded interest. Most of my clients, when I meet them, have never heard of this subject. And there's reasons for that I don't need to go too deep into, but they've never heard this subject. Now, it's been around for 40 years, but they've not heard about this subject. That being said, they continue to invest using their money. They don't have a retirement account, and they continue to use money from their bank account. So what happens is every time they get distributions back or profits on a sale or an exit, they're paying taxes. So then they get, let's say, $100,000, subtract the taxes. Now they got a new $70,000 or $80,000 to reinvest. Me, when I get my profits back, my $100,000, all of it comes back, and I get to redeploy it. I don't have to make huge returns. I can continue to make 10, 12, 13, or 14% annualized rate of returns. And someone investing outside the retirement account has to make 17 or 18 or 19% per year just to keep up with the same kind of returns. I get to take less risk and avoid or defer paying taxes. Not evade taxes. Avoid and defer taxes is one of the critical things that you should be doing when you invest. A self-directed IRA simply does this. Helps you avoid or defer taxes, not evade, and allows you to invest in what you know, like, and understand. If you have a retirement account and you have not known that you can get access to it, this is a no-brainer for you. This is why you're hopefully here today. This is another example, and I'm going to get into some questions and answers here shortly. I only have 1 or 2 slides left, and I'm going to get off the slides, and we'll go to a lot of questions and answers, which I think is part, the most applicable part is hearing people what they're currently doing in their retirement accounts and answering questions of what does work and what does not work. Now, syndications. This is the buzzword. It's something that I'm talking about today, but it's also, you can plug in. When it's syndications, that typically means a deal with multiple people. So let's just say that you, or let's say that somebody is looking to raise $1 million. Well, he's syndicating a deal. He needs $1 million, and let's say there's 10 people with $100,000. So I put up $100,000, you put $100,000. This is one of the most popular ways that people are investing with their self-directed IRA. They are passively investing, partnering with somebody in a syndicated deal or in an LLC that's syndicated or some kind of deal, or even just be 2 people. But it's a deal where it's a passive investment where you put up $100,000 in this example. Look at the returns over 5 and 10 years at a 15% rate of return. If you're investing inside of your IRA, you'll turn that over 5 years, your $100,000 into over $200,000. Someone investing outside of their IRA is only going to have $140,000, a $60,000 difference based upon a 30% tax bracket on gains. $60,000. You could be investing the exact same thing, but not using this vehicle to help you avoid or defer paying taxes. Avoid and defer. That is our goal at Horizon Trust, is not paying too much in taxes, or not paying taxes at all if you're doing it inside of a Roth account. Over 10 years, you can see the math there. It's the difference to you having, $400,000 in your account or $283,000, which is $120,000 less. So some basic wealth building things that I like to just share is being consistent, investing in things that you know and understand. And if it works, don't change the model. And how do I know this? I've learned from the School of Hard Knocks when I thought I was a hero, flipping all these properties and buying and holding. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy hotels and sell hotels. And that became a very difficult cash flow crunch that really hurt me. And I learned, just keep hitting your singles and doubles all day long, even with your IRA. That has created the most success for me. Invest in your knowledge, invest in your network. A lot of the people around you are having success, looking for potential partners. You can be using your IRA for that. If you're on the other side of that, you don't have any money or very little money, and you're looking for business partners, or I should say financial partners that passively can use their retirement account and partner with you. I would say, I don't know what the percentage is, a large percentage of our investors today come from referrals of clients that have heard me speak, or clients of ours, people that are trying to scale and do bigger deals, but don't have all the capacity and all the equity to do so. They refer us, invite others to invest and create a self-directed IRA account so they can then partner with them on their real estate deals. Your network, your knowledge is powerful. Also, these rules, super powerful. The example I just gave you, this has been around for 40 years. There's a reason why people still want to hear about this, because I think I've run into so many people now that think they can do what I'm talking about with their retirement account. They think they can call Charles Schwab and say, hey, I've got money with you. I want you to move it into so-and-so's real estate deal. If it's not listed as their investment options, you cannot do it. It is not an option. So as we wrap up this slide point presentation and move to question and answers, but also in particular, Claudia's got some awesome questions that we've already created, or not created, but that she received in the last week. And we want to go over some of those questions with the group as well. I just feel like that's some of the best content and best information to provide for you, is real questions that people are calling in on a constant basis, asking us. And so we're going to go over that here next. And again, once again, if you're listening to this, get your appointment set up. You don't, if you wait kind of towards the end to too much, the appointments might not be available for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. Set an appointment up for the next 24, 48 hours. We're doing, webinars. I just did one actually 2 hours ago, another group. There's a lot of people looking to jump on and unlock their retirement account and invest in self-directed, getting a self-directed account so they can invest in real estate. So, or Bitcoin or precious metals, or other businesses you can invest in as well. This is the process. And Claudia, I'll just go over this real quick because I'm going to let you, I'm going to introduce you here in a second. But the process is simple. It's creating an application with us, 15-minute phone call, 20-minute phone call. Then we get your money wherever it's at, moved over and established over at Horizon Trust Company on your behalf. Again, no penalties or taxes on that transfer or rollover. Getting those funds set up with your retirement account with us at Horizon Trust. If it's an old 401k, you qualify. It doesn't matter if it's only $5 or $10 or $50,000. There's different options you can use when investing with your retirement account. Application process, getting your account funded. Once your money's here, you then direct us, called Direction to Invest. You sign a very simple documentation with supporting documents submitted to us telling us where you want those money sent. We verify that everything's titled correctly and the documentations are clean. And then we send those funds to title, or wherever you tell us to send those funds. Funds are sent. And then obviously when the deal pays off, any distributions, profits, etc., monthly profits, etc., interest goes back into your retirement account, Horizon Trust. And then you rinse and repeat. You continue to get that compounding interest because you're growing the compound inside your retirement account, not paying or deferring your taxes. You're compounding that. It is an impressive, huge wheel that really gets you out of the rat race, frankly. It allows you to compound and create massive wealth using a self-directed IRA. So that's the process. And as I get off this slideshow here, I just want to put this down. Definitely snap this QR code, follow me on Instagram. And I'm excited to get to Claudia's questions here. But again, get out your phone, use the QR code here. If you don't have a self-directed IRA, get the QR code here, and then you can wait till we're done here and then set up the appointment. Or click on the link in the chat box. So let's go to some question and answers. I know we got a lot of people listening that are clients of ours as well, and would love to hear probably some different things that have come up and questions that we get. So let me introduce first Claudia. Claudia, welcome. Thanks for being here today. A lot of you probably, if you're clients of ours, know Claudia. She oversees all new business and works with a lot of our new affiliates as well. You might have met her at some different events. She knows all the details. I feel like these days, I feel like I call you sometimes for questions, which is strange. I feel like this is a little bit new to you when we first met years and years ago. But Claudia, welcome. Thanks for being here. And let's jump into some questions. And/or if there's something I missed, why don't you throw that out as well, and I'll answer that.
No, I think you did a great job going over the presentation. We do have some questions that I have ready for you, so I will get into it. I have up really quickly. There was a specific question about crypto. So Michael Crabb asked 3 times, how do you invest in crypto with a self-directed IRA? So I wanted to address his question first because I think he really wants to do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, look, I invested in crypto as well with my self-directed IRA. Not a lot because I don't know a lot about it, but my son convinced me. He's like, "You got to do it." And then I also had some other convincing people. I don't know if Chris is on here today. He listens to us often, but if set an appointment with us, we'll help you get it established. It's not hard at all. We have a platform that you can work and so what happens is once your money arrives at Horizon Trust Company, or if it's already there, we'll set you up with a Bitcoin platform where you can then move those monies to the platform where you can log on every day, real time, every hour, and pick and choose and buy and sell the different cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. So it's a very simple platform. For us, it's all about simplicity, frankly, and processes. So we've got that established. We've had that established now for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years.
A
Our
long time.
clients really love it. It's very smooth. So we have a very, and there's all kinds of insurances they've got as far as protection of the wallets and I say the wallets. If Chris was listening, he would be making fun of me right now. We've done some Bitcoin presentations as well. So, anyways, that is, but feel free to set an appointment. We'll help you get that moved over to the Bitcoin platform or cryptocurrency platform where you can buy and sell different currencies and have real time viewingship of your funds in there. So very simple process.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. We actually have some clients that have specific platforms that they like to use. So, in order to do that, you can absolutely do it with a self-directed IRA. So, we would set you up with it, move your funds, and then put it into a checkbook LLC. And at that point, you can open your platform. You can open your account with any platform that you're familiar with. What we found out with Bitcoin or cryptocurrency people, investors, is that they like to see things that they're used to. So they like the platforms that they're used to. So you can definitely do that as well. But Michael, I hope that answered your question. If you have any other questions, let me know. So I have, please explain obligations regarding taxes when investing in a syndicate that uses debt leverage.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more complicated one, and so I will say I'll start with this: is there's something called UBIT, unrelated business income tax, and so that when you start borrowing or you invest in a syndication that has debt, there are some taxes that could be owed that you might have to pay on gains that you have, and so that is something that definitely you should be aware of. And usually what I say about UBIT and these unrelated business income taxes and any taxes associated to assets is when you do a call with us, schedule an appointment, you explain to us what kind of asset you're looking for and if there's going to be debt, if the syndication is going to have debt. And if so, then we'll give you some feedback on what you need to be careful about. And then from there, also you can get with your CPA and let them know. Once your CPA is aware, they should be very versed on UBIT taxes and how that works. And there is a percentage of taxes that you could be paying on certain assets that you invest in using your self-directed IRA. I have not seen a scenario yet where it still doesn't make sense, meaning debt's not a bad thing. Paying taxes on something that you've leveraged, now you're getting a bigger return, having to pay some taxes on it. But let me give you a great example here. I could buy an asset for $100,000. My IRA buys an asset for $100,000, no debt, and I get some kind of profit at the end of the day, like a gain of $10,000 or $20,000. Let's say it's $10,000, just easy numbers. Well, that $10,000, there'd be no UBIT tax most likely, and so no taxes paid. I'd only made 10%. But let's say I could buy and leverage that same asset, that buy and hold asset, right? So I buy the same asset and put $20,000 down and borrowed $80,000. And now I wait, now that it's $10,000. I make $10,000, let's say. Well, that's a 50% rate of return. I made $10,000 on a $20,000. Now, will I have to pay taxes on part of that $10,000? Yes. Let's say I have to pay 20% or 30%. It's a $7,000 gain on a $20,000 investment. Much better than a 10% rate of return on a $100,000 investment. So is there taxes? Potentially, yes, when dealing with debt and syndication deals. Absolutely.
Thank you. I have somebody asking, is the Checkbook IRA LLC handled by any bank, and how would I open a bank account for it?
Claudia, I'm going to let you handle this one.
Okay, I was going to say, do you want me to go for it? You can actually open a bank account with any bank that you like. We have a specific bank that is very familiar with this type of account that we typically refer our clients to, just because we have a relationship with them and they're used to this type of account. That's what they do. They're based out of Texas. And but you can walk into any bank if you like Chase, if you like Bank of America, you can go ahead and it's just a simple LLC bank account and you are the manager of it. So all of the paperwork we will provide with the operating agreement and everything. So you can go ahead and provide that for the bank account.
There you go. Woohoo.
I have somebody asking, what is the cost of price and trust? Is it yearly or percent of IRA? How does cost and price work?
All right. Well, I'll do the general overarching kind of pricing, how it works. And Claudia, you can fill in the blanks for me.
Hey, Scott knows
It,
that we use Titan Bank. So sorry. I,
yeah,
I,
I saw that.
that's awesome.
So we have a asset-based fee, and we changed it. I don't know, about 3 years ago. This has been a great fee process as far as how calculated goes. It's a sliding scale downward in percentage points the bigger the asset is. So let's say it's it's never more than 1%, and it goes down. So if you got $100,000 IRA or asset, it's going to be around 75 basis points, 50 to 75 basis points, Claudia. So it's going to be between $500 and $700. When you get to $250,000, it's even less. It's going to be between 25 or 35 and 45 basis points. So it's less than 1%. And what that includes is really everything. What does that mean? You could ask us to wire out funds, and we'll pay those wire fees every single day. We don't nickel and dime. Your fee is all inclusive. The only thing you could see additional fees for potentially is if there's tax forms that we need to prepare for you. So that's really it. Otherwise, it's all inclusive, and we love this. Typically, I'd say some of our competitors have tried to do a smaller annual fee, and then they charge per every time you have a transaction, anything coming or going or asset bought or sold. Everything's included in your annual fee. And I can tell you, as when it comes to fees, most likely if you're moving your money from a brokerage account, you're paying anywhere from 1 to 3% per year. So fees should never be a reason why you don't come work with us at Horizon Trust Company.
Yeah, and one of the unique things that we have is that we have a liquidations department that actually walks you through the process of liquidating your funds with your current custodian and transfer them over. That's something very unique to our company that not a lot of trust companies have. So we'll hold you through your hand through the process and make sure that your funds get transferred over as soon as possible. Can I use my sdira and use it to invest in the stock market?
Yes, Claudia, I'll let you explain that one too.
Yeah, so we actually have we have a couple of options, and you can go ahead and use any platform that you'd like. Again, that goes into the Checkbook LLC. You put your money into the LLC. You set up an account with any platform that you like. We also have specific platforms. One of them is Axos that we have a relationship with, just because they communicate with us and we'll be able to send over the account. They'll open the account. We'll transfer the funds over. We'll do all the paperwork with you, and then once the funds are over there, you can start investing in the stock market. So if you had $100,000 here, you wanted to, dabble in the stock market right now, put $20,000 over there, buy a couple of stocks, and then you can go ahead and do that, and then use the other $80,000 for whatever other investment you're looking for. Another question that I have here is, how do I look at investment options? We have an investment corner. We have one of our representatives that leads a department that goes over the investment corner. That's one of the benefits of being a part of the Horizon Trust group, is that we have a Facebook group community for all of our clients that they kind of go over investment options with each other. Obviously, we are a passive custodian, so we're not giving you investment advice, but we do have a group that you can be a part of, and kind of a community of like-minded individuals that you can go ahead and get options from. We also have an investment corner on our website that actually has investments that other clients have done. We have vetted them out. We know that they are reputable investment companies, and then you would do your due diligence, make sure that you're comfortable with the investment, and then make the investment from there. And again, we'll hold your hand through the actual paperwork. There is paperwork with every investment. We need to make sure that we have everything on file to make sure that we keep the funds qualified. So we'll go ahead and go over that with you as well.
I'm going to
Yes.
reiterate that because that's important. Hold on, Claude. I'm going to reiterate that because that's the important part. Look, we've got lots of investors that use our platform for investing in the stock market. I think it's especially if you're not sure on some other alternative asset place yet that you want to go, but you know you're going to eventually be doing some real estate, et cetera. It's a great place to kind of put some of your money for a little bit. That being said, I would say majority of our clients are coming over to invest in some kind of, typically real estate or precious metals or businesses. So, what Claudia said is important. We don't advise, we don't get paid for any investment decisions you make. We don't get any fees. So we will not support because there's no financial support. We don't get compensated. So if anything, we try to give as many videos and content and education on what people are doing. Then you do again, I want to reiterate, I know Claudia said it, but it's important to me is you get to do your own due diligence. You get to do some of your own homework to find out who you like, what you want to do. I mean, there's probably 1 million people you can invest with in storage facilities. You get to pick and choose it. We've interviewed some people on, how they look for assets and how it works. Same thing with Bitcoin. Same thing with oil and gas. Same thing with different real estate syndications. You get to do your own due diligence and figure out what's right for you. And the things in our investment corner come about mostly because they're companies that some of our clients have worked with and have had some success. And so you're able to kind of do some due diligence yourself with them.
All right, next question. We have Regis who is asking, if opening a new account with new money, what is the least amount and the most amount we can fund our account with per year, and when can we start borrowing from it? There's a couple of questions there.
Yeah. So I mean, you can absolutely establish an account from day one, from scratch. The type of account you want to establish is a little bit based upon us knowing some more. So first, I'll say set an appointment, and we need to know more. Meaning, how much money do you make? What kind of retirement plan do you have? How much can you put away? And if we know those answers, we can probably direct you. Then you can kind of confirm with your CPA if it's the right thing for you. But we can direct you kind of in the accounts that might qualify for you to get established. Once you establish that account, let's say you're a business owner and you own your LLC, and you want to create a self-directed 401k. We can help you do that. If you do that, there's some opportunities where you could potentially fund or contribute up to $62,000 in contributions. And so if you're in that boat and you pay yourself enough income as an employee in your business, then you could do that. If you're starting from scratch and you're like, hey, I don't have $62,000 put away, I just want to put away $7,000 or $8,000, we can share with you the right type of accounts for that. Typically, that'll be a Roth account, maybe a traditional or simple or SEP IRA. So it's a little bit hard for me to answer specifically for you. I'd say, again, schedule an appointment, click on the link. We'll then help you with what type of account is right for you.
Perfect. I have Justin who is asking, what if your wholesale profit is $1 million, for example? Is that an issue?
It becomes an issue. It becomes an issue if you make more than $10 million. You can't make more than $10 million in your retirement account. It's a new rule. You over $2 million is an automatic audit, is what we've been told, in your retirement account, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Obviously, if you're doing, you and I can invest in the next, in the next Amazon with our IRAs. And so if we invest in the next Amazon, $5,000 contribution, and then it blows up and we sell it for, less than $10 million, totally acceptable. And if it's inside a Roth, not only did it grows to that, it comes out tax free. So those are typically the limitations as far as growth goes. There isn't really too much more as far as limitations on what you can make. You can't lend to somebody and make no return. The purpose is retirement account is to make money. So when you're making investment decisions on behalf of your retirement account, it has to be to make money. I know that sounds kind of silly, but some people are like, oh, I really need the money, or my partner needs money, and I'm going to lend it to him at 1% interest rate. That does not qualify.
Right. I have Paul, who is asking, my wife has a SEP IRA with an advisor who is not performing. Could this become a self-directed IRA?
The answer is yes, absolutely. That is why probably 90% of our clients come. They're sick of the stock market or sick of the non-performing. I think people are all excited right now about the stock market, but if you've been tracking your stock market returns, all that's happened is you've made back all your losses. So everyone's like ecstatic because they're like back to normal.
Like
Yeah,
gambling in Vegas.
yeah, it's like you're up 20%. Well, yeah, you were down 20%. So, but yes, a SEP IRA does qualify to have a self-directed. It would be a self-directed SEP IRA with us. Yeah, it's a simple process to transfer those funds over. Again, set the appointment. We'll help you with it. Super simple.
Perfect.
And Alex put that link in there, I assume. So I'll make sure it's up high through the chat.
Yes, I will
Okay,
have
great.
her do it. I have Giuseppe asking, in case of a Roth, money grows tax-free. What's the implication of moving it to a self-directed Roth IRA? And how will I benefit from real estate depreciation? So we're moving it to the same kind of account. So there's no implication at all. It's like to like. So you're moving it from one qualified Roth IRA to another qualified Roth IRA. It's just a different kind of qualified account, but they're both qualified accounts. And
yeah,
then
you're just moving it from a brokerage to a custodian company like ours that gives you the flexibility to invest in alternative assets. That's it. It's the same rule. So you can definitely move that over. It's a self-directed Roth IRA. Thanks. Very simple. No process. No taxes paid. The other question, as far as tax benefits, there is no tax benefits to your retirement account or to you. So if you're investing in an asset that has some big bonus depreciation, do it outside of your Roth. Do it outside of retirement account and keep that tax benefit for you. Choose a different investment for your retirement account if that's going to have a big tax benefit.
And Noel is asking if we can transfer 401A or 457B. Yes, we can. So those are all qualified accounts, and they can go into a self-directed IRA or a 401k if you have an active business. Self-directed Roth IRA, so you would have to convert some of those funds over. So we would put them into a qualified account, which is an IRA. And if you wanted to pay taxes now and make them Roth funds, then you can do that at that time. So we would help you through that whole process. And then after that, you can invest it and grow tax-free. Is asking, any interest tax when withdrawing money from self-directed IRA? How does that work?
I'm sorry, you went out for a second. What was the question?
Any interest tax when withdrawing money from self-directed IRAs? How does that work?
Any interest on
saying interest? I think he just means taxes. Like, how does taxes work when doing distributions?
Yeah, so look, taxes, if it's in a traditional, look, I'm not a CPA. You gotta put that disclaimer out there. Yeah, you can consult your CPA, but in general, if your account is not a Roth account, okay, a Roth, it's going to come out. You don't pay taxes on your gains if you take it out after 59 and a half, right? Before 59 and a half, you got to pay a penalty. But once you start taking distributions after the age of 59 and a half, you will have to pay taxes on those funds. And so you got the opportunity to grow and compound it tax free, and then you pay taxes on those gains, and you can pay it out in small increments, right? So in fact, you don't have to pay anything out to yourself until you're 72, as far as required minimum distributions go. But let's say you've got $1 million retirement account, okay, and at 59 and a half, you want to start taking out $100,000 a year. You'll take out the $100,000. You'll pay the taxes based upon your tax bracket on that $100,000. And so that's how it works. I find that a lot of investors as well, that's why they want to convert to a Roth. So if they still have 5 or 10 or 15 years left to grow, so you can pay the taxes now and then not later. But I also find that people like to create these accounts and then, use these retirement accounts and take distributions on years where you have tax write-offs. So going back to the tax write-off question someone asked, if you've got other assets that might create a tax write-off for you or tax credits for you, those are years where you can take bigger distributions. Let's say you have got no tax write-offs. Maybe this year you don't take any distributions from your retirement account. But next year you're going to have a sale or an exit, or you buy something that has some nice tax write-offs. That's the year to take out more distributions. Your CPA would probably be the best person to tell you how much you should take out to offset that.
Absolutely. So I have Scott saying I have 2 questions in the question box. Okay, Scott, let me look at them. Can I loan money to my girlfriend from my solo 401k to buy whole life insurance to do infinite banking concept? That was a lot. But
Okay,
yes, you can.
say that one more time. I just want to make sure I heard all of it.
Can I loan money to my girlfriend from my solo 401k to buy whole life insurance to do infinite banking concept? So you can
Yes, you
do
can.
whatever. Yes. When you
You
take
could
out a
you could
personal loan from a solo 401k, you can use it for anything you'd like. Um, that that's how it works. Did you want to go and answer anything else?
I was just going to add that the important thing, yes, you can. The important thing is it's a loan, so you have to pay it back over 5 years. You got to make, you make quarterly payments back. You can pay monthly if you'd like, but quarterly typically, and it's prime plus 2 is typical as well, but somewhere in there. So you're going to pay an interest rate back to your account. But yeah, we're going to do a whole life infinite banking concept presentation here next month. I'm looking forward to talking about self-directing and whole life at the same time. But yes, you can do that.
Yeah. And the interest is paid back to your retirement account, not to Horizon Trust. A lot of people think that it's
Oh
a
yeah,
fee
yeah.
that we take. It's not. It's growing your retirement account, and that's what you would be paying yourself back.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a great question. I've never even thought about. Yeah, all the interest you pay, you're paying yourself. We
Yeah.
don't. That's not a fee we get. Man, it would
Yeah.
be a big fee if it was.
Yeah. A lot of people think that it's a fee to us, and it's not. It's just it's interest. The IRS says that you have to take interest in any loan that you take. So that's going back into your account and growing it that way. Scott
Paying
is also
yourself.
asking if I want to use my solo K to invest in precious metals. Is there someone from HCC that can help me educate me on the process? We have a couple of brokers that we have worked with that other clients have used. If you'd like, we can go ahead and get you in contact with them. Precious metals is one of the alternative investments that you can do. So we can definitely get you in contact with one of the brokers that other clients have used. I have Dorothy that asked twice, and I might not understand the question, so that's why I hadn't brought it up. But she's saying, "Hi, Greg. There has to be something better than backdoor Roth conversion. Any thoughts?" I don't know if you want to expand on what you mean, like better than Roth backdoor conversion. Dorothy, it's either Dorothy or David.
Yeah, Dorothy and David. I think we know each other pretty well. We've spoken a few times. Uh,
Yeah.
Hey guys.
tax is still too high. Oh, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so they actually dropped a question in the chat as well. They were talking about the 401k. So they have a 401k and they want to look at if there's other options to doing a Roth conversion other than that backdoor Roth. So that's what they're looking to kind of get some clarification on.
The taxes are still too high. I don't think that we have a lot of options unless you can think of something, Greg.
That's a good problem. It means you're making
I
too much
know.
money, Dorothy and David. Look. There's, I'm sure you're already talking to your CPA, but this is something you should definitely be talking to your CPA about different asset classes. Like for me, one of the things that I've gotten excited about is buying assets where I can get the bonus to bonus. I'm considered still a professional real estate investor, which is one of the rules. I spend that many over 1,000 hours a year in real estate. So I'm able to get some additional tax breaks and depreciation on assets that I buy. And so when I have those breaks, I'm able then to convert some of the retirement account funds. And so it would offset the taxes. But as far as, types of retirement accounts, I don't think that's your question. These are, I think the options. There's no other special vehicle out there to help you avoid taxes. And even converting, the best way to convert is picking and choosing the years to convert. And that's the other thing, Dave and Dorothy, is when you see or when you're meeting with your CPA, and you think there's going to be more write-offs or more credits than normal. That's the year you can call and be like, hey, look, well, you ask your CPA first, like, how much should I convert? Because you also don't want to convert too much that bumps you into another tax bracket. So I don't want to get too technical here for people listening, but I know Dave and Dorothy, this is something and so you just got to be careful about it, managing that with your CPA. but I wish I had some better secret sauce for you. Buy a plane. You can go buy a plane or a yacht and you get to write off 100% of it, but leverage, put 20% down and
She
borrow
said on
80%.
it.
On it. There you go. See,
I love it.
So anyways, that's another loophole too. But good question. And sorry, I don't have more ways to avoid taxes. Any other questions?
I think that's it. So we are at the 1 hour mark. We're actually, Alex, he's going to drop in the link to go ahead and schedule an appointment. We are actually going to, the first person that schedules an appointment from now is use the link that he put on there, because that's how we're going to be able to see. We'll get a free Checkbook LLC. If you qualify, there are qualifications. So if you qualify, the first person, I know Noel is saying that he's interested and that he needs to do a syndication. So yeah, go ahead and schedule your appointment and talk to one of our IRA specialists.
Look, I really appreciate you guys spending time with us today. It was fun answering questions. That's the best part, frankly, for me. And sorry if this was new. Hopefully you learned something. More than anything, not just learn something, you take action. Schedule an appointment. Understand your IRA. Invest in it. Compound your interest. There's huge gains you can get. Avoiding and deferring taxes. Not evading, avoiding and deferring. Book an appointment. We'll show you how to do it. There's literally millions of people doing this. And so you should be part of this group, this club. I know is a game changer. So appreciate your time today and schedule an appointment. Look forward to working with all of you. And if we already work with you, thank you for your business. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There's lots more great content for you to learn and enjoy and apply to. And so anyways, click on the link below and listen to more videos or set an appointment with us. We look forward to hearing from you and also helping you.